Fisher, on behalf of Screen Sport, welcoming you along to Pardubice in Czechoslovakia for the 1990 staging of the World Speedway Team Final. 4 nations taking part: host nation Czechoslovakia, the World Team Champions England, and America and Denmark. We're making a return to the international scene, and the Danish side is Tommy Knutson. Let's have a few words with Tommy before tonight's meeting gets underway.
Tommy Knutson, I mean, you were pretty bad off 2 years ago almost. I mean, what made you decide to go back into racing?
Well, it's a good question. I've been itching to get back for the last couple of months, and I had a check-up on my back about 6 weeks ago, and everything was fine. And I decided to give it another go. I just couldn't stay away. It's in the blood.
So there we are, the views of Tommy Knutson. It's certainly nice to see him back in the international arena. So straight into the fray with heat number 1 of this World Team Cup final. In red for America is Kelly Moran. Blue for Denmark is Hans Nielsen. White for Czechoslovakia is Brohamio Brohal. And yellow for England is Simon Wigg. So America will wear the red helmet colours throughout this championship. Denmark blue, Czechoslovakia white, and England in yellow and black. So there we see young Kelly Moran, and there the former world champion, of course, relinquished that crown on Saturday, September the 1st at Bradford. Hans Nielsen on the inside from Czechoslovakia, the home rider, Brohamil Brohal. So heat number 1 is always the race when everybody wants to get 3 points under their belt. As the tension mounts, all the pre-meeting forecasts go out of the window, the form book's thrown away, and it's all down to the next few minutes on this 391-metre circuit here in Pardubice. And the 1990 World Team Cup final gets underway, and straight away it's Hans Nielsen for Denmark, who hits the first turn in pole position. Simon Wigg for England in second place, which is a good start for these two countries. So Hans Nielsen in first place with 1 lap gone. Simon Wigg second, Brohamil Brohal third, and just look at Kelly Moran putting pressure on the home rider, which is going to be a little bit unusual if Kelly Moran stays in 4th place. That's really where the battle lies at the moment. Hans Nielsen with a few bikes length lead on Simon Wigg. Now Brohal making up on Simon Wigg. Very, very pacey start to this 1990 World Team Cup final. Pardubice, the venue in Czechoslovakia. Scene, of course, of the Czechoslovakian golden helmet. So it's Hans Nielsen in blue, Simon Wigg in yellow, and Brohamil Brohal in white at the moment. And still Kelly Moran for America, tipped by many as possibly the dark horses in this final. They've certainly come on sung at the right time in this season. But it's going to be Nielsen that wins. Second place, Simon Wigg. Third place, Brohal. And back in 4th place was Kelly Moran. So 3 points to Denmark, 2 to England, and 1 to Czechoslovakia. As a result of heat number 1 is the Toyota kid Hans Nielsen from Denmark gets to the checkered flag in first position. So congratulations to him, and it's a good start for Denmark in the opening race of the 1990 World Team Cup final. So heat number 2, Sean Moran is in the red helmet colour for America. Blue helmet colour, John Jorgensen, Denmark. White helmet colour for Czechoslovakia is Tony Kasper, and yellow and black for England, Calvin Tatum. Heat number 2. The green light goes on and away they drive. First time takes on held rail on a great drive from Calvin Tatum, who goes straight into lead. Sean Moran trying to come up underneath him, but just can't find the grip on the inside. In third place in white, coming around the outside, it's Tony Kasper. Tony Kasper's driving around the outside of Sean Moran with 1 lap gone, but Moran's back there. Calvin Tatum still first. Unaware of what's going on behind him, but it's a good scrap. Sean Moran now beginning to put pressure on Calvin Tatum. My word. The action fast and furious here in heat number 2. Still it is Calvin Tatum that leads. Sean Moran second. Kasper riding the race of his life. A veteran, is fair to say, in this field. Tatum surely in control of this, and it'll give the English boys 5 points if he can stay at the trouble for 1 more lap in the other 2 races. That'll be good news indeed in their quest to retain this trophy they won, of course, in the Upsall Stadium in Bradford last September. So it is Tatum in the yellow and black helmet colour. Coming around the final 2 turns, it's China wins. Second place is Sean Moran. In third place, coming through to take the point, is John Jorgensen from Denmark. So 3 points to England, 2 to America, and 1 to Denmark. That's the result of heat number 2, and a good win for Calvin Tatum. So heat number 3, Rick Miller, red, USA. Tommy Knutson, blue, Denmark. Roman Matusek, white, Czechoslovakia. And Jeremy Doncaster, yellow and black, England. So at the moment, 5 points to England, 4 to Denmark, 2 to America, and 1 for Czechoslovakia. And this is heat number 3. Starter Marshall walks away, the green light goes on, and away they drive from the start. And the first one to show is the white helmet colour of Roman Matusek. Pole position, Roman Matusek first. Tommy Knutson on the outside of Jeremy Doncaster. Knutson's come round the outside of Doncaster in good style. We've lost the rider in red, Rick Miller. Standing on, look at Tommy Knutson drive underneath Roman Matusek, coming back into the international scene with vengeance. A great ride from Tommy Kay. Blue helmet colour shining brightly in heat number 3 for Tommy Knutson. Still Matusek second, Doncaster third. My word, that'll put delight in the Danish eyes. Both of the riders and the fans who have made their way to part of it for this team final. So Tommy Knutson first, Roman Matusek second, Jeremy Doncaster third, with one more lap to go in heat number 3. Tommy Knutson down the back straight for the final time. This will do his confidence the world of good. Sadly into that back in Australia a couple of years ago, but he's back with the bang as he wins heat number 3. Matusek gets the 2 points in second place, and Jeremy Doncaster for England has to be content for 1 point. But let's take another look at the great moment when Tommy Kay comes from the back, and just look at that moment, drives underneath Matusek. And from that moment onwards, it was always going to be Tommy Kay's winning ride, and he's pleased with life. Matusek congratulates him. Of course, Matusek rides for Coventry in the British League, where hopefully Tommy Kay will eventually move back into the top flight of British League Speedway. So heat number 4, Samarolenko, USA red. Bo Peterson, Denmark blue. Zdenek Tassar, white, Czechoslovakia. Marvin Cox, yellow and black, England. That's the lineup for heat number 4. As always, Screen Sport bringing you the best possible coverage of the World Team and the World Pairs and the World Individual Speedway Finals over the course of the last few months here on Screen Sport. This one is part of it. This one is Czechoslovakia, and it's the World Team Cup Final. Sergeant Marshall asking Sam Milenko to move over slowly, please. You're in the way. On this wide circuit, which will host, of course, the Czechoslovakian gold helmet in 2 weeks' time. One with 6 riders in a race. Probably the only meeting of its kind now, with the FIM deciding to scrap that for the World Pairs events. The green light's on and away they drive for heat number 4, and the first one of the show straight away is Sam Milenko in red. In white, Zdenek Tassar holding on to second place, but now Bo Peterson coming up to mount a challenge. Sadly for England, Marvin Cox is back in 4th place. But Sam Milenko dropped the clutch and just went straight under a big lead. Bo Peterson trying to put a bit of pressure on him in second place. Cox now driving underneath Tassar for 3rd place. Can he mount a challenge on Bo Peterson? Bo, of course, in the twilight of his Speedway career, had some great seasons with Hackney in the British League, and in later years Swindon and Wolverhampton. So there he is, Sudden Sam from California in the US of A, who's looking pretty good at the moment in heat number 4. Surely set for the 3 points if he can stay out of trouble. Sam Milenko comes up around the final 2 bends of heat number 4 and set for 3 points in his first ride in this team final. It's Sam Milenko that wins. Bo Peterson in 2nd place, Marvin Cox 3rd. So 3 points to the USA, 2 to Denmark, and 1 to England as a result of heat number 4, which means that the USA are on 5 points Denmark are on 9, Czechoslovakia 3, and England on 7 points. That's how it stands after 4 heats of this World Team Cup final. Join us after the break when we come back to part of it for more international Speedway action. So welcome back to part of it for the 1990 World Team Final. Well, get your pens and papers ready, for in a few minutes' time I shall be giving you another great competition run by Screen Sport and Motorcycle News. So get your pens and papers ready, and on this occasion the prize will be 2 leather jackets. And the prize will be given to the 2 lucky winners of our competition run by Screen Sport and Motorcycle News. That's a little bit later on. In the moment in time we're ready for heat number 5 of this team final. In this one, Kelly Moran is in the red helmet colour for America, John Jorgensen is in the blue helmet colour for Denmark, Roman Matusek white for Czechoslovakia, and Gary Havelock in the yellow and black helmet colour for England. At the moment, it's of course 5 points to America, 9 to Denmark, 3 to Czechoslovakia and 7 to England, and this is heat number 5. The green light's on and away the bikes go, roaring into the first turn. On the first one, sweeping around the outside in the red helmet colour is Kelly Moran. Kelly driving around the outside of Roman Matusek. John Jorgensen chopped in third. Gary Havelock, sadly for England, is at the back of the moment. But Kelly Moran drove around the pack with considerable ease on the first and second turn. Had a death ride in heat number 1 when he failed to score, which is very, very unlike Kelly Moran. Matusek with his legs everywhere. But it's Kelly Moran in pole position, Matusek second. John Jorgensen third, and just look at Jorgensen coming underneath Matusek. Matusek going to have to be very, very careful to try and hold on, but Jorgensen has come through. Matusek now looking down at his machine, which surely must give Gary Havelock some room for hope in 4th place. 1 more lap to go in heat 5. Kelly Moran leads. John Jorgensen second. Matusek still third. Can he hold on? He's now pulled up. And Gary Havelock has come through the 3rd place around the final 2 turns of heat number 5. And a race to line is Kelly Moran that gets it. 2nd place is John Jorgensen. In 3rd place, thanks to the luck of Roman Matusek's engine failure, is Gary Havelock. So 3 points to the USA, 2 to John Jorgensen for Denmark in 2nd place, 1 to Gary Havelock. And now America on 8, Denmark 11, Czechoslovakia 3, and England 8. And that's the positions after heat number 5. So heat number 6 is the next race on the agenda. Sean Moran is in red for the USA. Hans Nielsen blue for Denmark, and Zdeněk Tassar white for Czechoslovakia, and Jeremy Doncaster in yellow and black for England. Of course, Hans Nielsen, as we said, relinquished that crown, the World Individual crown, in Bradford recently, a meeting we saw exclusively here on Screen Sport. He would dearly love to bring this squad of Danish riders through to the World Team Final. The Toyota Kids, heavily sponsored of course by Scantor. And this is heat number 6 as the tapes rise. Nielsen on the outside on this particular occasion, but it's a race to the first turn, and who's the first one? It's White, Tassar and Doncaster, and Nielsen driving down the backside, and Doncaster got the best line. Jeremy Doncaster in yellow-black drives round the outside of Zdeněk Tassar. Nielsen comes up the inside of him, but can't do it on that turn. So it's Jeremy Doncaster, England. The Furnace-Eye Kid, as you know, and sponsored by good old Charles Bond coaches there on the outskirts of London. Still Zdeněk Tassar in 2nd place, Hans Nielsen 3rd, and Sean Moran back in 4th place. But good old Jeremy Doncaster, captain of course of the running 4X racers in the Sunbright British League. Still Tassar holding on to 2nd place, Nielsen trying to come underneath him. This is really where the bad lines are. Nielsen is now come through. So Hans Nielsen is through to 2nd place. We're in the last lap of heat number 6. And Jam doing the bears for the Brits in this particular heat. It's a track he loves. He loves racing in part of it. and he's going to take the checker flag. It's Douglas for the wins. Second place is Hans Nielsen. Third place is Benedict Tassar. So 3 points to England, 2 to Denmark, and 1 to Czechoslovakia, the result of heat number 6. And so on to the competition. And if you've got your pens ready, I'll give you the questions. Can you tell me who were first, second and third in this year's World Individual Speedway final at Bradford? If you've got the answer to that, just remember first, second and third in that competition, and send your answers on a postcard to Screensport, Speedway Competition, P.O. Box 4TA, London W1B. We'll give you the address and the question again later in the programme. That's our special promotion from Screensport and Motorcycle News, the 2 great leather jackets. The question will be given a little bit later on in tonight's programme. Now we're on to heat number 7, and it's Rick Miller red for America, blue for Denmark is Bo Peterson, white for Czechoslovakia is Brohemil Brohal, and yellow-black for England is Calvin Tatum. And this is heat number 7. America on 8 points, Denmark 14, Czechoslovakia 6, and England 14. So at the moment it's Denmark and England who are doing the running. Let's see what happens as the tape tries on heat number 7, and away they drive. And straight in yellow-black is Calvin Tatum who's there. Brohemil Brohal second, Rick Miller and Bo Peterson dicing with Miller just holding third place. But Calvin Tatum dropped the clutch and was gone like grease lightning. And with 1 lap gone, it's the Coventry Flyer from the Sunboy League who holds the lead from Brohemil Brohal. Bo Peterson trying to come up to put pressure on the Czechoslovakian. And sadly for USA, it's Rick Miller who's back in 4th place. The Sonic Communications sponsored rider not having things to his likings in heat number 7. So with 2 laps gone, it's Calvin Tatum, England. Looking over his shoulder, sees that Czechoslovakian Brohemil Brohal is behind, but Calvin's got a bit of breathing space. Takes the flag for 1 more lap. Bo Peterson now coming under pressure from Rick Miller in 3rd and 4th place. Tatum with the room to be able to look over his shoulder at his competitors in this particular heat. He comes up, it's Tatum that wins for England, Brohal for Czechoslovakia second, and Bo Peterson third for Denmark. So 3 points to England, 2 to Czechoslovakia, and 1 for Denmark. So the positions in this particular race, that means now America on 8 points. There we see Denmark 14, Czechoslovakia 6, and England 14. And well, it's a dear old battle between Denmark and England at the moment as we move into heat number 8. So heat number 8, Samuel Malenko red, USA, Tommy Knutson blue, Denmark, Tony Kasper white, Czechoslovakia, and Simon Wigg yellow-black for England. Of course, the final last year was in Bradford in England, where England won the World Team Cup final, but that meeting, of course, sadly always will be remembered for the sad loss to the Speedway world of Eric Gunderson. Gladly Eric is recovered, not to race again, but he was with us, of course, for the World Speedway final at Bradford recently. But this is heat number 8. And away they drive from the start is Simon Wigg, gets a good gate from the gate number 2, but coming around the outside of him is sudden Samuel Malenko, but Wigg in yellow-black, Malenko in red, and at the moment, oh my word, Knutson takes out Malenko as well, so it's a good one at the moment for England and Denmark, who are pacing themselves well in this World Team Cup final. And are we in for 1 or 2 shots, we ask ourselves? Here's Sudden Tom, is back in 3rd place. Still is it now, Sudden Tom comes up on Tommy Kay in 3rd or 2nd place. Simon Wigg leads, Samuel Malenko 2nd, Tommy Knutson 3rd, and Tony Kasper 4th. That's the order in heat number 8. Wigg drove from the tapes as they rose on this particular heat, and had to contend with Samuel Malenko on the 1st and 2nd turn, but as soon as he overcame that challenge, he really has steadied the pace with 1 more lap to go. Sudden Sam is come from the back over Tommy Knutson from Denmark. So England doing very, very nicely in part of it. Here's Simon Wigg comes up to take the Czechoslovakia. Wigg the wins. And Malenko 2nd, Knutson 3rd, and Tony Kasper in 4th place. So 3 points to Simon Wigg in England, 2 points to Samuel Malenko in America, 1 point to Tommy Knutson. And there we see Samuel Malenko and Tommy Kay having a rare old battle for 2nd and 3rd place respectively. So after that particular heat, it's now England on 17 points, who host pole position and looking very good indeed at the moment. Denmark in second place on 15. Samuel Merlenko and the American boys on 10 points. So Denmark doing very well, and I'm sure that Hans Nielsen is well pleased after heat number 8 of this World Team Cup final and part of it in Czechoslovakia. America won't be too pleased at the moment on 10 points. Sam Merlenko doing the bulk of the scoring. Kelly Moran having one heat win to his advantage, and Sean not looking too good, and Rick Miller having all sorts of problems at the moment. And the boys from Czechoslovakia on 6 points, the host country. 2 second, Brohamil Brohalu. Brohal in particular has caught the eye, and that's placings after heat number 8 of this World Team Cup. So heat number 9, Kelly Moran, America, red. Tommy Knutson, blue, Denmark. Zdeněk Tassar, white, Czechoslovakia. And Calvin Tatum, yellow-black for England. Well, the sun out in Czechoslovakia. It's a beautiful evening as they come into the line for heat number 9. Last one to come in is Calvin Tatum. Sergeant Marshall walks away, the green light's now on. Oh my word, they don't have very long, and they race from the tapes. And the first one to show is Kelly Moran, and Zdeněk Tassar, and around the outside is Calvin Tatum. But it is Kelly Moran in pole position, still Tassar in second place. Tatum coming around the outside of Tommy Knutson. So Tatum now through to third place. And really the Brits have got to get some points out of this race. America in the shape of Kelly Moran are beginning now to claw back. Well, they were many people's pre-meeting favourites for the USA, but they certainly haven't had things all their own way in the early stages. Rick Miller dropping points, 2 last places, and Kelly Moran a last place in heat number 1. And all of a sudden Calvin Tatum and Zdeněk Tassar having a real battle, and really Calvin will be hoping for the 2 points now as they come into the latter stages of heat number 9. 1 more lap to go, still it is Kelly Moran leading, Zdeněk Tassar in second place as Calvin Tatum comes up alongside, just hasn't got the grip on the inside. Sean Moran coming up to take the checker flag. It's Sean Moran that wins, second place is Tassar, and sadly for England it's Tatum back in third place. So America coming back into things in heat number 9. Kelly Moran gets 3 points, Tassar gets 2, Tatum 1, and there we see America 13, Denmark 15, Czechoslovakia 8, and England still in pole position on 18. And that's how they stand after the result of heat number 9 of the 1990 World Team Cup Final from Pardubice in Czechoslovakia. So heat 10, Sean Moran red, America. Brian Carger coming in for Denmark in blue. White is Roman Matusek, Czechoslovakia, and yellow-black, Simon Wigg for England. Away they race from the start, and who's going to get there in pole position? And swapping around the outside is Sean Moran from the USA, Simon Wigg in yellow, and just enough Brian Carger coming around the outside in blue. Carger from Denmark coming back after a very, very nasty accident, June the 22nd to be precise. In Denmark, where he races, of course, for Fredericia, a broken thigh, but he's back in racing here in September the 16th, and in second place and doing very well, and sadly for England, Simon Wigg in last place. But Sean Moran leads, Brian Carger second, Roman Matusek third, and Simon Wigg trailed off in fourth position. But Sherry come back into things, and would you believe he's this late in his leathers at the moment. He's in a set of leathers borrowed by a junior here in Pardubice, so 1 more lap to go in heat number 10. And America gradually clawing back the lead that England had. Sean Moran, Brian Carger, Roman Matusek, Simon Wigg round the final 2 bends, and it's Sean Moran that wins. Second place Brian Carger, and a good second place for him coming from the back. Third place Roman Matusek, fourth place sadly Simon Wigg. So 3 points for Shuey Moran, 2 for Brian Conker, 1 for Roman Matusek. And that gets very close indeed after heat number 10, 16 to America, 17 to Denmark, 9 for Czechoslovakia, and 18 for England after heat number 10 of this World Team Final. So heat number 11, Billy Hamill comes in for the Americans in red, Hans Nielsen blue for Denmark, Vladimir Kalina for Czechoslovakia, a reserve ride in white, and Marvin Cox in yellow and black for England. That's the lineup for heat number 11. Well, Billy Hamill is one of the new breed of Americans coming over from California to grace the Speedway circuits of Europe, along with Greg Hancock, two great prospects for the USA in forthcoming years. Well, Hans Nielsen will be the big threat to Billy Hamill in this particular heat, and Marvin Cox as well will be no doubt for England, trying to keep the momentum going in this World Team Cup final. Just to remind you that England, of course, are the World Team Cup champions. They gained that honour last season, but this is heat number 11. And the way they drive, at my word, the Toyota boys, Scantel-sponsored Hans Nielsen drives into the first turn. Billy Hamill for America, holding second place, and Marvin Cox driving around the outside of Kalina. Hasn't got quite the pace at the moment, but Hans Nielsen really had a fabulous start from gate number 1. So it's Nielsen that leads. Billy Hamill for the USA in second place. Marvin Cox and Kalina having a great scrap for third place. Cox just at the moment edging out. But Billy Hamill in his first race in the World Team Cup final is doing very, very nicely. Billy Hamill coming in for the head of form, Ronnie Corey. So Hans Nielsen leads, Billy Hamill second, Marvin Cox now safely through third place. The Hans Nielsen, this will be a good one for Denmark and put them back in pole position if he can hold on. So the Toyota boy in pole position, Billy Hamill still second. Nielsen looks over his shoulder, sees where they all are. It's Hans Nielsen that comes up to take the checker flag. It's Nielsen that wins with a wheelie. Billy Hamill second, Marvin Cox third. So 3 points to Denmark, 2 to America, and 1 to England, and 0 for Czechoslovakia. So very interesting now as we get near the interval stage here in part of it. Just look at it. America on 18, Denmark 20, Czechoslovakia 9, and England on 19. So just 2 points separating the top 3 sides, with one more race to go before the interval stage here in part of it. So heat number 12, Sam Ermolenko red for America, John Jorgensen blue for Denmark, Brohamil Brohal white Czechoslovakia, and yellow and black is Jeremy Doncaster for England. So just to remind you, 2 points separating the top 3 clubs here in part of it, which are of course America, Denmark and England, not in that order. Marvellous setting, 4-wheel World Team Cup event, a large track, 391 metres as they race from the tape. And on the outside, just look at Ermolenko drive round the back. Ermolenko in red in pole position. Doncaster and Brohal having a scrap for second and third place. Just at the moment, it's Jeremy Doncaster holding on. Jorgensen back in third, but Brohal is driving up the back. Oh my word, the old Czechs are getting very, very excited to their rider. Now coming up and overtaking Jeremy Doncaster. Doncaster having to contend with Brohal on the outside and Jorgensen on the inside. 2 laps gone. Ermolenko leads. Brohal second. Doncaster third. Jorgensen fourth. Doncaster now having to worry about John Jorgensen coming up. Brohal just wide to get a bit of dirt to come up on Sam Ermolenko with 1 lap to go in heat number 12, the interval stage after this race. Sudden Sam leads, looks over his shoulder, the audacity of him. Who will believe that he broke nearly every bone in his body just over a year ago, 14 months to be precise, in World Long Track action. But it's Ermolenko that wins. Second place is Brohal for Czechoslovakia. Third place, Doncaster for England. So 3 points to America, 2 to Czechoslovakia, and 1 for England, 0 for Denmark in heat 12. For my word, let's look at the interval stage. America on pole position at the moment on 21 points, and they've certainly come back into the thick of things in the last 5 heats. They're on 21 points. Denmark, a joint second place. with England. They're on 20 points. Hans Nielsen doing the bulk of scoring. There's England as well, on 20 points as well. Thanks to Calvin Tatum, Jordan Pfister and Simon Wigg. And bringing up the rear on 11 points is Czechoslovakia. So join us after the break for the conclusion of the 1990 World Team Cup Final. To Pardubice in Czechoslovakia for the conclusion of the 1990 World Team Cup Final. As always, Screen Sport bringing the best possible coverage of anything on two wheels. In the winter it's ice racing, in the summer it's shale. Wherever there's motorcycles, you can guarantee the hotshot cameraman of Screen Sport will be there. Well, this is heat number 13, the first one out of the interval stage here in Pardubice. Sean Moran, red for America. Tommy Knutson, blue for Denmark. Bohemio Brohal for Czechoslovakia in white. And Gary Havelock, yellow and black for England. And this is heat number 13. America on 21, Denmark 20, England 20, and Czechoslovakia 11. That's the positions as we go into heat number 13. Oh my word, Sean Moran nudges the tapes, which is perfectly legal in FIM events, and away they go. Oh my word, it's awfully close, but Sean Moran cuts across Tommy Kay. We've lost the ride of Bohemio Brohal in white, so let's take another look exactly what happens. Sean Moran leaves nothing to chance as he cuts across Tommy Kay and Gary Havelock as he races into the first turn, which was nothing to do at that precise moment with the accident involving Bohemio Brohal. We wait to see exactly what the referee is going to do, whether it will be all four back or an exclusion. But certainly Sean Moran cut across Tommy Kay and Gary Havelock and left them nothing else to do but shut off. Well, thankfully the referee has brought all four back for the rerun. Common sense prevails. You can hardly call that first bend bunching, but at least they're all four back in the runoff. Let's see now if Sean Moran will do exactly the same again from gate number 3. No doubt the message from Tommy Kay and from Gary Havelock will be to try and make that tape and drive into the first turn. And for poor old Bohemio Brohal will be to try and get up enough speed to drive down the outside on. But let's see what happens for the restart of heat number 13. Of course, next year the World Team Final will be going to Vojens in Denmark. This year is part of it, and last year, of course, it was good old Bradford. So this is the restart of heat number 13, and away they drive again, and Sean Moran yet again gets a good start, drives across Tommy Kay and Gary Havelock, and just look at Bohemio Brohal drive round Tommy Kay and Havelock as well. And it's fair to say that Brohal has caught the eye from the Czechoslovakian camp in this particular team final. But it's Sean Moran who leads the fight with one lap gone. Gary Havelock now coming out to put pressure on it. Gary Havelock and Brohal chasing Sean Moran. And it's the Americans who really have come back in the last 5 races of this World Team Cup final from Pardubice. But Gary Havelock and Brohal certainly not letting Sean Moran sit on his laurels in first place. Sadly, Tommy Kay, Tommy Knutson back in fourth position. So, Sean Moran leads, Gary Havelock second, Bohemio Brohal third with one more lap to go of heat number 13. Don't forget the competition being run by Screen Sport and Motorcycle News for 2 fabulous leather jackets. The question, who was the first, second and third in the World Individual Speedway Final? Is Sean Moran wins. Second place is Gary Havelock. In third place is Bohemio Brohal. So 3 points to America, 2 points to England, 1 to Czechoslovakia, 0 for Denmark. And my word, just look at it, still tight. America 2 points ahead of the pack. America 24, Denmark 20, Czechoslovakia 12, and England on 22. That's the result after heat number 13 of this World Team Cup Final from Pardubice, Czechoslovakia. So the question again, who was 1, 2, 3 in the World Individual Speedway Final, and the address on a postcard please to Screen Sport, Speedway Competition, P.O. Box 4TA, London W1V. I'll give you that again at the end of tonight's programme, but that's for 2 fabulous leather jackets. So the lineup for heat number 14, Kenny Moran, America, in red, Brian Carger, blue, Denmark, Tony Kasper, white, Czechoslovakia, and Brian Carger Jeremy Doncaster in yellow and black for England. That's the lineup for heat number 14. Sergeant Marshall is now walking away, the green light's on, the bikes rev and away they drive from the start of this particular race, and Kelly Moran it is who drives into the first turn. Jeremy Doncaster second, Brian Carger third, Tony Casper fourth. But after a duff first ride, Kelly Moran is really put all before him, and the Americans really are on song at the moment here in Pardubice. Brian Shaw, Kelly Moran leads, Jeremy Doncaster second, Brian Carger third. Carger doing very well when you consider that he broke his thigh back on June the 22nd. So the wild man of American Speedway, certainly full of excitement wherever he races. Kelly Moran in red leads, Jeremy Doncaster yellow and black second, Brian Carger blue, Denmark third, and Tony Casper white, Czechoslovakia in last place. So one more lap to go of heat 14, and looking pretty good at the moment for the Americans to extend that lead. We'll give them a cushion of 3 points if Kelly can hold on around the final two turns. It's Kelly Moran that takes a Czechoslovak who wins. Jeremy Doncaster in second place, Brian Carger third. So America 3 points to them, England get 2, and Denmark get 1-0 for Czechoslovakia. So there we are, 3 point cushion for America. They're on 27, Denmark 21, Czechoslovakia 12, and England 24. That's after heat number 14. So heat 15, Billy Hamill comes out again for America in red, John Jorgensen blue for Denmark, Zdeněk Desar white for Czechoslovakia, and Simon Wigg in yellow and black for England. So that's the way they line up for heat number 15. Billy Hamill gets 2 points first time out, so watch for him. Simon Wigg, of course, the world long track champion, totally gained at the end of August. As they race from the start, who's going to be the first one into the first turn? Oh my word, red and yellow get all sorts of trouble as they touch, which gives white, Zdeněk Desar, the chance to build, but it's yellow, black, red and white. Billy Hamill showing with his nose in front at the moment for America. Zdeněk Desar white, Czechoslovakia, and poor old Simon Wigg in third place in yellow black. But Billy Hamill, in his first ever World Team Cup final appearance, is holding pole position for USA. Zdeněk Desar second, and now coming through the third place is John Jorgensen, and Simon Wigg back in fourth place, which is bad news for England. Coming up on Billy Hamill from Czechoslovakia is Zdeněk Desar, and just listen to the Czechoslovak absolutely crazy. It's Zdeněk Desar with 1 lap to go. It's now through the first place. Desar leads, Billy Hamill second, John Jorgensen third, Simon Wigg fourth in that order into the final two turns of heat number 15. And what a great win, the Czechs go wild. Is Zdeněk Desar wins. Billy Hamill second place, John Jorgensen third, and Simon Wigg last. So 3 points to Czechoslovakia, 2 to America, 1 for Denmark, and 0 for England. And he's pleased with life, Zdeněk Desar, as he gets the 3 points. Well, we watch the start again of an eventful race, and just look at Billy Hamill and Simon Wigg. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, you know what I mean, colleague, get out of the way. And at that moment in time, it was Zdeněk Desar who had breathing space. So after heat 15, 29 to America, 22 to Denmark, 15 to Czechoslovakia, and 24 to England. So heat 16 next, Samer Malenko red, America, Hans Nielsen blue, Denmark, Roman Matusek white, Czechoslovakia, and in yellow-black, Calvin Tatum, England. England desperately need to get back into the things at the moment, with America getting the pole clear, 5 points now clear of the pack. As we go into heat number 16. Sergeant Marshall getting anxious as he waits for Calvin Tatum and Roman Matusek. Matusek now coming in, pleading with Calvin Tatum to come into the line. He's got them there. He's now satisfied, the green light's on. And heat number 16 drives from the start, and Sudden Sam is there. Ermolenko leads at the moment for the USA, and just look at Calvin Tatum coming up underneath it. Calvin Tatum drives underneath Sam Ermolenko, and so does Hans Nielsen. So Tatum comes through, Nielsen follows him, and all of a sudden the United States of America are relegated to third place in heat 16. So this could throw open yet again this World Team Cup final, with England coming back in the shape of Calvin Tatum in yellow and black with one lap gone, Nielsen second, and Sam Ermolenko is relegated to third place. The Tusek is fourth, just for the record books, but all eyes are on the first two. That's Calvin Tatum for England, Hans Nielsen for Denmark, who have done the business in the first and second turn, drove down the backside underneath poor old shell-shocked Sam Ermolenko. There's Calvin Tatum to the cheers of the English fans, who gets a second black first. Hans Nielsen second, Sam Ermolenko third. So 3 points to England, 2 to Denmark, and 1 for America in this one. We lost the Tusek with engine failure. The Calvin Tatum, of course, the captain of the England boys. And let's take a look then after heat number 16, and it's America on 30 points with 4 more heats remaining of this World Team Cup final. In second place on 27 is England. Just 3 points between them and the leaders. And not out of things either. In third place are Denmark on 24 points. And certainly proving the pundits wrong that they could well be back in fourth place, with only Hans Nielsen been able to show any true form, but they're not outclassed at all. And on 16 points is Czechoslovakia in last position at the moment. But it's the USA who they've all got to beat with 4 heats to go. As we go into the last 4 heats, don't forget to get your pens and papers ready for after heat number 20. I'll give you the question and answers and the question and address for a competition being run by Screen Sport and Motorcycle News for 2 fabulous leather jackets. But that's all to come. Heat number 17 is next. Billy Hamill in red for America, Bo Peterson blue for Denmark, Tony Kasper white for Czechoslovakia, and Gary Havelock in yellow and black for England. This is heat number 17. 3 points between USA and England, and a further 3 between England and Denmark. And really England got to get some points and keep it in the reckoning in this particular heat. Gary Havelock is the rider with that responsibility, and the way they drive from the start, and who's going to drive it for the first turn? It's the white colour of Tony Kasper, Billy Hamill and Gary Havelock. Dyson for second and third respectively, but it's Havelock with his nose in front. But all of a sudden Billy Hamill is tailed off. Billy Hamill is tailed off in fourth place at the moment, which is good news for England and Denmark. So leading is Tony Kasper for Czechoslovakia. Gary Havelock trying everything he knows to get up alongside him. Still it is Bo Peterson third, and Billy Hamill tailed off in fourth place. This will be a real shock if Tony Kasper can hold on. Gary Havelock, if he can get the 2 points and put England back into it with Billy Hamill in last position, and it's as important for Billy Hamill to stay last as it is for Gary Havelock to hold on to second place for England. 1 more lap to go. Havelock swapping to the inside line. As Billy Hamill tries the inside line against Bo Peterson. Down the back straight for the final time. And it's going to be surely a surprise win for Tony Kasper if he can hold on. Round the final 2 ends, it's Kasper that wins. Gary Havelock is second. More importantly, it's Bo Peterson the third, which means that Billy Hamill is relegated to fourth place. So 3 points to Czechoslovakia, 2 to England, 1 to Denmark, and 0 for America. So America's still on 30, Denmark 25, Czechoslovakia 18, and just look, England now on 29. So just 1 point between them and America with 3 more heats to go. So heat number 18, and just 3 more races to go before we crown the World Team Champions. Sean Moran in red for the USA, Tommy Knutson blue for Denmark, Vladimir Kolina, Czechoslovakia in white. Simon Wigg, yellow and black for England. And the tapes are about to rise on heat number 18. Away they drive. Who's going to be the first to show? Simon Wigg gets a good start. Wigg is here. Wigg is in pole position. Sean Moran second. Tommy Knutson third. And Kalina is in fourth place for Czechoslovakia. But it's the world long track champion in the green leathers and the yellow black helmet cutter, who's in pole place with one lap gone. America, Sean Moran second. Really it is Wigg who drove from the start to get to the first turn, and looking pretty good for the English fans here in Portobello. 391 metre circuit. Just to recall, of course, that America came through the qualifying rounds. England were seeded as world champions, and of course Czechoslovakia's host nation. And just look at Tommy Kay coming up on Kalina for third place. Tommy Kay and Kalina tying for that third place here in heat number 18, but all eyes on the man in pole position, which is Simon Wigg. Sean Moran in second place round the final two bends of heat number 18. It's a good one for England in the shape of Simon Wigg who wins. Sean Moran is second. Kalina holds on to third place. So 3 points for Wigg, 2 for Sean Moran, and 1 for Kalina. And Wigg is pays for life as he collects the checker flag in heat number 18. So look at the old scoreboard, and you say, look at it. America on 32, Denmark 25, Czechoslovakia 19, Gary Avalok playing the part as well in the camp, and England on 32 as well. So the two top nations are on 32 points with 2 more heats in this World Team Cup final coming from Pardubice in Czechoslovakia. So heat 19 in red is Kelly Moran, America. Blue, Brian Carger for Denmark. Brohamil Brohal in white for Czechoslovakia, and Jeremy Doncaster yellow and black for England. And a lot on Jem's shoulders as the tapes rise on heat number 19. And away they drive from the start, and who's going to be the first one to show? Doncaster and Kelly Moran. And Kelly Moran drives around the outside of Doncaster. Brian Carger is in third place for Denmark. So it is America leads, England second. Carger for Denmark is third, and Carger now coming under put pressure on Jeremy Doncaster, which is bad news for England. America lead, Doncaster England second, Carger Denmark third. And then Carger coming around the outside of Jeremy Doncaster, which is bad news for the English fans in the England camp. Carger rebounded to World Team Championship Speedway after that crash in Denmark on June the 22nd. Leaves a big gap that Jeremy Doncaster just can't find the drive on a very slick and a very smooth Pardubice circuit. So 1 more lap to go. Could this be the cushion? Could this be the race which gives America breathing space? Kelly Moran down the back straight for the final time. He's going to get the 3 points, I'm sure about that, if he can hold on. No trouble. No trouble for Kelly. He comes up and takes a checker flag. He's around the wind. Carger second, Doncaster third. So 3 points to America, 2 to Denmark, 1 to England, and 0 for Czechoslovakia. So poor old Jeremy Doncaster just couldn't get up alongside Kelly Moran. So the scoreboard now reads America on 35 points, Denmark 27, Czechoslovakia 19, and England on 33. So 2 points between the top 2 clubs, with just 1 more heat of this World Team Cup final to go in Pardubice, Czechoslovakia. So it means that England have got to provide a winner and hope that America finish in third place, and all will be reeled after heat number 19, which features Sam Ermolenko, America in red, Hans Nielsen, Denmark blue, Zdeněk Tassar, Czechoslovakia white, and Calvin Tatum, yellow and black, England. Get your pens and papers ready for that address, of course, for the Screen Sport Motorcycle News competition after this particular race. But all will happen, all will be revealed in just over a minute's time. And who will be the winners of the 1990 World Team Cup final is the tapes about to rise on heat number 20. Away they drive from the start. Tatum, and it's Nielsen and Ermolenko there first. Hans Nielsen is there. Tassar is there as well. But it's Hans Nielsen for Denmark. Hans Nielsen leads. Sam Ermolenko second. Calvin Tatum third. Tassar fourth with 1 lap gone. So no, this is not good news for England. As it stays this way, it's going to be America that takes the World Team Cup final. Their first victory since 1981, and really a team, but it's fair to say that are on song at the moment. Tatum having to hold out the challenge at the start for third place. Two laps gone. Hans Nielsen leads. Ermolenko, I'm sure, will be quite happy with just staying behind. He knows that he can stay there. He's got the cup. He's got the team trophy for his country. Hans Nielsen leads with one more lap. Ermolenko second. Tatum third. Ermolenko looks over his shoulder just to check whereabouts he is. So coming out of the final two bends is Hans Nielsen the win. Ermolenko second place. And Calvin Tatum third. So 3 points to Denmark, 2 to America, and 1 for England. So there we see it's Denmark, it's America who win the 1990 World Team Cup final. So let's just recap on that competition and who was first, second and third in the World Team Cup final in this year's final at Bradford. You saw exclusively here on Screen Sport. And the 2 lucky winners will receive 2 leather jackets courtesy of Screen Sport and Motorcycle News. Screen Sport Speedway competition, PO Box 40A, London W1V. So there we see it's Screen Sport Speedway competition, PO Box 40A, London W1V. So congratulations to America in the shape of Sam Ermolenko being pleased and congratulated by all his fellow riders. So as we go to Boyens next year, it only remains me to say this is Clive Fisher on behalf of Screen Sport saying goodbye from Portovitz in Czechoslovakia.